Hello. Today I'm going to talk to you about Disney. Yes, Disney, the so-called happiest company on earth, a company that has been a part of all of our lives since childhood. Disney has been around since 1925 and was founded by the brothers Roy and Walt Disney. I myself have been watching Disney movies and their media since I was just a little kid, and I'm sure many of you have as well. So it has been very influential on my life and the media landscape as a whole. But what if I were to tell you that Disney is not actually the family-loving, happy company that we believe it to be, but actually a monster behemoth monopoly that has taken over the media landscape and buys out every company it can get its greedy little hands on? So first, I'm going to talk about some of the big companies that Disney has taken over, and then I'm going to talk about some of the pros of a media monopoly and some of the cons of a media monopoly. And to end it, I will give my insight on why I personally believe that Disney is harmful to the media landscape as a whole. Okay, first let's talk about some of the companies Disney has bought over the years. Disney has taken over some very big companies, such as Lucasfilms, Marvel Comics, ABC, ESPN, A&E, 20th Century Fox, and the History Channel. These are massive companies that produce a lot of revenue, whether it be TV or on the big screens. So now I'd like to talk about some of the pros of Disney and a media monopoly. So one of the biggest pros that I could find for media monopolies is them reviving failing companies and franchises. A good example of this is The Simpsons. The Simpsons is a legendary show that we all know, but over the years, its diminishing quality and lack of creativity has really made the show fade away. But with the new introduction of The Simpsons and the purchase of 20th Century Fox and putting The Simpsons on Disney Plus, it has reintroduced itself to a completely new audience and really reminded us of how good the show was at one point. Though The Simpsons is very popular now and one of the most watched shows on Disney Plus, we can still see the lack of creativity in the newer episodes. Another example of this is The Mandalorian. So a lot of people believe that, including me, believe that Disney has harmed the Star Wars franchise, which is true, but they haven't done all terrible. The Mandalorian is an amazing show that I recommend everybody watch. It's about a bounty hunter who has to protect his little friend here, Baby Yoda, and it's fantastic. I recommend anybody watch it. Now I'd like to talk about some of the cons of media monopoly and Disney. In an article I found by Kimberly Amata, some cons of a media monopoly are declining product quality. So, like in Star Wars, we've noticed that the quality of the movies has dropped with the new trilogy compared to the original trilogy and even the prequels, honestly. And this leads me into my next subject, which is a loss of innovation. So if we look at these two Star Wars films, this is from the newer trilogy and this is from the original trilogy, and they're basically the exact same shot and basically the exact same movies in general. It's about an orphan child on a desert planet who becomes a master Jedi and defeats the same exact evil Sith Lord that we all know and love. And then now, one of the biggest problems with the media monopoly is actually a lack of competition. So since Disney is buying out all of these franchises and companies, they have nobody to compete against them. So since they have no competition, they can release content at any quality that they would like to do, and we kind of just have to deal with it. There's nobody that can force them to make their Star Wars movies or their Marvel movies, which are basically the exact same movie every single time, any better than they already are. So, and it's only really a matter of time before Disney buys out companies like Universal Studios and Warner Brothers and owns all of DC Comics and just all of that stuff. So in another article that I found by CBS News, it's another con for a media monopoly, is that it states that many large economically powerful companies can have a considerable political influence, which is kind of scary. knowing that Disney owns 20th Century Fox and is very influential in Fox News. Disney can basically force any of its political views on Fox News, and Fox News is kind of known for, I don't want to say fake news, but, you know. So, it is pretty scary that Disney, as a company, has so much political power, and it's really just supposed to be a company about movies. So, now I'm going to talk about why I personally believe that Disney is harmful to the media landscape in general. So, since Disney is such a big company and such a big monopoly, they control everything. They basically control all of the media sources that we like, from ESPN to the MCU. And they can just release these basically lackluster movies and TV shows because there's nobody that will compete against them and force them to make something any better. Disney is taking over, and it's only a matter of time before they own every single thing in the media landscape. So be prepared for the next Superman movie made by Warner Brothers Disney to be, not as good as the last one. I'd like to end the speech by quoting everybody's favorite lovable father, Homer Simpson. I, for one, salute our corporate overlords Disney. Thank you, Disney, for ruining some of our favorite franchises. And now, I hope that I taught you a couple of interesting facts, and maybe next time you go to the movie theater and you see that new MCU movie, you can kind of look past all the fancy costumes and lighting and really see how uncreative the movies are, and the only people you can thank is Disney. Thank you.